psychological thing that we have to cross over in our brains to go from a mouse to the keyboard. It actually takes a little bit of reflex power to actually get over it. But once you do, believe me, it will make a huge difference in how you use and communicate and operate a computer. So enough of that. Let's jump into the keyboard. This should be the keyboard that most of us have. Now, just so you know, a lot of us, if you're working from a laptop, may or may not have a numeric keyboard on the right side. So that's in order to save space on your computer. And some of us may or may not have these F keys that are at the very top of your screen. So don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. It might have icons, pictures on it, some other things, but some people may have those and may not. So let me just go through some of the basics key. We have an ESC key, which is the very top, the escape key. It's short for escape. That means when you're in something, you're in a program, or maybe the picture's blown up on your screen, you say, well, how do I get back to what I was working on? And what you can do is hit escape, and it will reduce that picture and you can go back to what you're working on. So escape gets you out of something that you were working on, okay? I use that pretty frequently. Print screen, we'll talk about that in a little bit, because I noticed that a lot of times when we're in classes, somebody whips out their cell phone and starts taking pictures of the screen. Well, that's fine if you want to do that, but it looks kind of awkward to us, but that's okay. It doesn't really bother any of us. But wouldn't it be easier just if you're on the computer, just take a print screenshot, and I'll show you how to do that. And we'll walk through. So when you're in a class and you want to maybe Wade or Norm or somebody's teaching a class, you go, well, that's really interesting. I like to get a screenshot of what they're talking about. You can do print screen. We, as the guides, the presenters, don't see that you took a screenshot, and it saves it in your photo area. So that's a really nice thing. And we'll talk about how to do print screen. And then some of us, well, all of us, hopefully if you have a newer computer, will have something called a start button.
Don't go far.
It probably doesn't say start. It actually has 4 windows on it, which is the Windows logo, which is right here. The 4 little windows, and most of us will have that at the bottom. And if at the bottom of your screen, you'll have a little white bar, and that's for searching for anything on your computer. But you actually don't even need to have that white bar. You can actually just press the Windows key or the start button and just type anything on your computer. You can go to settings, or if you're looking for a file or a folder, this is where you could actually search. And then there's 2 buttons called the Alt key. They're on either side of the actual space bar. We use those not that often, but it's always used in conjunction with another key, usually the control key. So some of you that worked in an office or for a business and you had a Windows machine, you probably had to log on, and you used to have to hit Control, Alt, and then Delete, and then it allowed you to put your username and password in. So Alt and Control, which is a CTRL button, always work in conjunction with another key. They don't work alone, all right? And then some of you may have a menu key down here. That's everything that you do on your computer, whether you hit the right button on your mouse, will bring the same things up. So they're different, they're like edit tools and different things that those buttons or what you're looking at can do. And the menu key allows you to do that. Most of us don't use those buttons. They usually right click if you're with your mouse, but we don't use that very often. So again, escape key for getting out of something, Control Alt, they work in conjunction with other keys. The window key allows you to search for things. Okay, any questions on that? All right. When did you have a question, or you're just looking around? Okay, all right. Just want to make sure. It looked like you kind of had your hand up. All right. So here, I warned you. Here we go. It's Friday afternoon, and we got a quiz coming at us. Oh my goodness, this guy's wearing us down. Okay. So this is easy stuff. Does the escape key, the ESC key, turn off your computer? Does it get you out of something, or does it yell help? Anybody want to take a guess?
Gets you out of something.
There you go. Excellent. Thank you, Loopy. What is up with the Alt key? Can it work alone? Does it work with the numbers keyboard, or does it power off the computer?
It works with control.
So is that an answer A or B?
B.
No. Ding, 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 ding. It doesn't work alone. It has to work with another key.
Yeah.
Kind of a tricky question, but it gets you thinking. That's good. We'll get it down before the end of class. I guarantee it. Control, the CTRL button. Is it the master of all? Does it beam you up to space, or is it an essential key? Just take a guess on that.
Okay, C.
C, you're right. Absolutely, it is C. It is an essential key. We use the control key quite often. The Windows key, remember the one with the 4 flags on it, the Windows or start button? Does it close the blinds? Does it open the start window, or does it open the door in your home?
B.
B, there you go. It opens up the start window. Correct. So we did really well. Excellent. Thank you for your participation. There'll be more of these popping up along the way.
Oh, goodness.
All right. So the old classics, these are the ones that most people use most frequently. These are the things that most people use on their computer. AltTab. AltTab is, well, you're working on your computer. Maybe you've been at it for 45 minutes, an hour, maybe more. I don't know. And you don't know what's open on your computer. You're going, where, I knew that I had that open a while ago. Do I have to reopen it again? Well, maybe it's already open. Maybe I didn't close it. Well, if you hit the Alt-Tab button, you can actually move from window to window to window. So let me show you. I'm going to hit Alt-Tab, and I can actually get around my computer and actually see what's open. I can see different programs, different apps that are already open that I can switch to. Okay. So you can look at if you're on your computer now, you can hit the Alt, the ALT button, and the Tab button. And so you keep your finger on the Alt tab and just take your finger on the Tab button and just tap it. And it goes from window to window to window, still keeping your finger on that Alt tab. So you can play around with it. You won't lose me today, and you'll just come back to the Get Set Up Zoom window. Okay.
Yeah, right. No.
Oh,
Go.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't get that